Michelle Obama, she has a new show that everybody is talking about. She is producing a new dating show called Later Daters. Now, this show follows 6 men and women in their 50s and 60s as they take another chance on love. I love it. So, 62-year-old Anise, she's already a fan favorite. Now, Anise went on a date with a guy named Willie, and she made a dirty joke and she didn't realize it. She had no idea that she said anything wrong until her daughter told her about the date. Take a look.
I walk in and he's already seated and I see his eyes kind of light up and I'm feeling the shivers me tenders. He is 6'3". He's magical.
What's his name?
Willie. I said, do they call you Big Willie?
Oh, oh God. You realize that it is an analogy for his penis, right?
Oh,
like
no.
that's what Big Willie is
Oh, I didn't know
about.
that. He's just a big person. Is that something in your generation?
Can I tell you? When I tell you, I love this idea for a show because ladies are always asking me wherever I go to do dating segments for older women. And this is wonderful because as women get older, they still want companionship. They still want to date. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe Elise actually knew what Big Willie meant. You don't get to be 62 years old without knowing some things. Now, I think Anise may not have wanted her daughter to know that she knows, but that's why I always have that phrase, if you don't know, ask your mama, because your mama knows. So I think that this show is such a great idea, but it's kind of hard thinking about, like, her daughter. Is that kind of hard thinking about your parents doing the stuff that you think they're too old to do? I think there's a place in our minds that we go to when our parents are a certain age and we think that all of that has stopped, or it may not have stopped, we just don't want to think about it. So I think a lot of people think of their parents as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus sitting in a chair, just rocking back and forth. You know, how you doing? Where my grandbabies? See, y'all be thinking you want to drop them grandbabies off, and your parents are like, I wish they'd leave so I can get to it, you know. Want these daggone grandbabies over here? I'll never forget, I called my daddy one time, him and my stepmother, and I said, hey, Daddy, what you doing? He said, oh, you know, me and my wife, we walking around the house naked. And I was just like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. But here's the thing, seasoned people these days, it's not like back in the day. They got a lot of virility. Seasoned women are ready to rock and roll. They are. When I tell you, I laugh, but the number of seasoned women that come to my show are horny as hell. I'm not lying. I got a lot of people, they're sitting right next to their mamas and they don't even want to look at their mama. They just looking straight ahead. But I am telling you, I know this because after the show, I do Q&As with the audience after the show. And some of it is on YouTube. It's I don't know what it's called, after the show.
After the show.
Yeah. And I'll do Q&As or I'll talk to the show about different things. And the other day, we were talking about menopause and sex drives. And one lady stood up, she said her sex appetite is in overdrive. She said to me, I'm 75 and I like them young. That's what she said. In the audience, because there's something that happens to a woman late in her 50s and 60s and beyond. Now, studies show that women hit their sexual peak in their 30s. But then you hit them 60s and that peak turns into a mountain. It really does. And when I tell you these seasoned ladies, they're ready. I don't know if these older men can keep up with the seasoned ladies. That's why the older men gotta take them little blue pills. But let me tell you something about women at 60. We don't need no pills. What do they say? What do the women say? Viagra ain't got nothing on me. Look at Cher. Look at Cher. Look at Madonna. They get these young men. I don't know if these young men know how to keep up with them, but that's why they go with the young men. I bet they be wearing these little boys out when I tell you. So, Anise, I'm happy. I love this show. Miss Obama and Anise, you go ahead, Big Willie style. They need a show on HBO called Sex in the 60s. Did they have a show called Sex in the 60s?
No, but your agent is here today. I'm sure he's working on a draft for it right now.
I like that, Sex in the 60s.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.